Good morning, guys. It's Jules. We're going to do another stitch with me today. We're going to do some Tower of Babel. Wah! Little light glare there for a second. Oh, light glare is going to be there, kind of thing, no matter what. I'm trying a new setup down here. I don't know how well my camera is shooting video, so we'll see what it looks like when it comes out. But on my screen is starting to give a lot of little hazy things. I think my phone is starting to have issues with the camera, but hopefully this will come out okay. I apologize if it doesn't. I'm not going to know until I've recorded it or until I've put it up on the computer and seen kind of where we're what kind of quality we're looking at here. Last week I used my husband's phone, which was pretty good. He has left to go work on the bees, so we are left here with this phone. So we'll see, and hopefully it's. I love my phone. Hopefully it's not time to get. Well, the good thing is I think I have my phone under warranty, so that's a huge plus if I do need to do something different about this kiddo. As long as all my pattern keeper stuff transfers, which it should. And so, but alright, I'm just getting myself ready because, as you guys know, this is a blended, well, you may not know, this is a blended floss project by Scarlet Quince. Pretty much all their stuff, I think, or at least the vast majority of it, is all done blended floss. It provides a more nuanced, more detailed color palette, you could say. Whoops, let's not put that over there. We're going to try and keep the colors straight. That's always the hard part with blended floss, in my opinion, especially when you're dealing with floss of two colors that honestly sometimes look so much like each other. It's really hard to know if you've got two distinct pieces of thread. There's my 3865. Pulling out my 225 here in a second. There's that. Gonna do this. Fargo. Fargo is laying next to Jelly, and I think wants to play with Jelly. Except Jelly's not quite sure what she's talking about. She didn't speak that language. It's good for her, though. All right, so as you can see, or maybe you can't see, I've got two different colors here. I can see a little bit. Sometimes when you're using the really bright light, I can't tell. So we'll figure it out. But we're pretty much just going to be using the exact same floss for, let's see, every project. I've got another piece of floss that's already sitting out here. I'm just going to pull that away from the old action. We're going to work a lot further away from this normal thing. I'm using a different stand today too. I'm using the old stand that I used like a year or more ago. No. Oh man, we're going to deal with the fact that these guys can't handle me doing a stitch with me. And they want to get to me for some reason. They can't handle me just talking. I can't handle me just talking. Let's see here. Just double checking my... Okay, turns out that I do need to highlight before I even get started what I did the last time I stitched. So let's work on that before we get started here. Alrighty. Let's see, where can I start? There's a lot to do. See how worn out my desk is. Stop it, guys. Stop. Alright. Stitch over here. Let me readjust my light here. Let me adjust where I put this. There we go. Yeah, see, I can see the individual little wavy. Well, we'll find out. So let's get busy here. Now, for those of you who actually like these Stitch With Me's, let me just blabbering on, which, that doesn't bode well. I already pulled it out of the needle to start with. I am going to try, I was playing around yesterday with my video setup upstairs. You're going to have to forgive the dogs. They're excited that I'm talking. Let's see, 1, 2, 4. Hold on a second. I just got to get my groove here. And so I was playing around with my setup upstairs and trying to figure out how I can actually stream video. It's not as easy as sometimes one would think. Well, I suppose maybe it is as easy as you might think, but not for me, of course. Because the thing is that it's totally foreign to me for one, but trying to get everything set up so where what I'm doing can be seen. But I wanted to stream on Twitch. I want to try that out. Guys, stop. There we go. So, Fargo. Pure chaos in my house some days. Had to pull out the little squirt gun because Bailey was pawing at she gets really weird when I do videos sometimes down here. She, you guys have heard this before. She, comes over and she'll literally, if I don't have this little gate up that I have right now to kind of protect not protect myself, but protect my cross-stitching stuff. If I don't have that gate up, she would crawl up into my lap and demand my attention. And she's even now coming back, so I use a little squirt bottle. Bailey, no. To get her to just calm down about it. I have scars on my legs from that dog's nails. No matter how much I trim them, she has very strong toes. So when she scratches or grabs at you, she does it. She does it with a vengeance. Oops, here we go. So the bottom line is I'm trying to figure out how to stream on Twitch, how to the part of the whole trying to bring new cross-stitch stuff out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I first started doing this channel, I was very different, and I still am to some extent as far as what kind of projects that I work on. And it's not for everybody. It's certainly not for everybody. And but there is a subset of people who would cross-stitch just what I do, and for those people, there really isn't a whole lot of options in terms of watching somebody do something like this. So I'm not a fan of the YouTube format I've really always wanted to try Twitch because I've had some friends that have done it and they've enjoyed it. But it would be a new audience. But what I would do is I would tell you guys, like right now I can tell you that my handle or my channel name over on Twitch is Stitching Jewels, and it's Stitching Jewels with no space between stitching and jewels. And I tried getting on. I got on last night for a couple minutes while I was sadly trying to get everything done. Let me highlight here. But I'm just, I'm a noob. I'm a noob when it comes to this stuff, so it's going to take me a little bit of time to get going. But I'd love to have a, a channel over there that just grabs a new audience. But I'll let you guys know if you go over there and you follow. And then there's a way that you can, kind of like with YouTube, there's a way that you can click a notification button and be notified when somebody goes live. And same thing with Twitch. And then Twitch will just send your phone a notification that, hey, I'm streaming or whatever. And so, so my biggest hang-ups right now is I need to get I have this not old webcam, but I had a webcam that I had to get like a year ago for something. I forget what it was. But I had to get it for something, and I still have it. And it's a decent it's a pretty good webcam. I tried setting it up last night, and the problem was that I couldn't get it to focus very well. And the colors didn't look right. Like on the colors on this look really good. And it may just be a factor of not having the proper light for it. Why does that look off? Hold on a second. Because I gotta do this. Oh, I missed that. It's that. And that. Okay. So, but I otherwise was able to get on there and actually stream. But it'd be a way for like live interaction and whatnot. I don't plan on playing any video games anytime soon. I just don't have time to play video games. It would be nice if I could, but I don't have any time still. But I do have time to stitch, and I am crazy about stitching, so I want to get back in there and do this. Get crazy. Let's get crazy. So that's our goal here. Because it would motivate me. Well, I would do more live streaming, talking to folks, and I would also get more stitching done on camera. So that would be cool. I just like to learn new things too. I'm kind of obsessed with learning how to do things. Oh, anyway. Last night I was in a crazy cleaning mood. I cleaned the fish tanks, and I worked on this desk here where I do all my stitching. I had despite my resolve to keep this desk cleaner, I had invariably piled up like 30 bobbins of floss all over this table because I was working on Old World Map 2, and I just kind of got a little lazy with putting them back. So I cleaned up all those, put those up, and so this table is a little bit better, but I'm just trying to clean off even more. So I've determined that in terms of like a stress level, if there's such a thing at home, which there's not really, I have a lot of projects that I do outside of my official job. So I get stressed sometimes when I feel like I'm not making progress. But one of the things that always hampers that progress is a lack of organization, a lack of cleanliness. You know, things being in a place where I can find them. So that is an issue. The other thing that I need to focus on is my health. So I really need to start doing better with my health. I don't know about you guys, but and call it the quarantine weight gain, the quarantine 10 or whatever it is, definitely have put on some pounds, especially in the initial phase of the quarantine. It was definitely like stress eating and whatnot going on, but when I put myself on camera, I can really tell. I can see where I'm like, yeah, I can tell where I'm not as healthy as I used to be, for sure. So, got to get myself moving a bit more. Moving. I know we all fight that. We all fight it. Especially when you get older, it's so easy. I used to be quite the athlete. I mean, I was always on the go when I was a kid, but played sports nonstop. I played basketball in high school all 4 years, softball. Once I graduated, that's where it got hard because I wasn't actively doing any sports at that point, and it was so easy to put weight on. I also broke my thumb about. I was really looking forward to playing like pickup basketball at school because I was never allowed to play pickup basketball in, well, not allowed, but with the team. I didn't want to get myself hurt, so I never played basketball with like the guys at school and whatnot. And okay, now I've completely lost what I was doing. And so like literally like 3 days after, like the week after we were eliminated from like the state playoffs and whatnot, I was playing pickup during like PE class at school, and I was guarding this guy with the ball, and when he went to make a bounce pass past me, and he did it two-handed. It was a really hard pass he was attempting, and I put my hand out to stop it, but I put my hand out with my thumb facing the pass, and broke my thumb. And it broke like down here. It sort of broke the bone like this way, and so cast for 6 weeks, no sports, no nothing, and that's where my weight gain started. And I just got lazy, and I just my biggest issue is I don't have any discipline when I eat. I just don't. That's been a problem my whole life. So I got to figure out a better way. But for right now, the biggest issue is I don't do anything. I don't get up and do anything when I'm not at work, and I need to. So. Is there a project that you guys would like me to focus more on? Is there something that I'm missing that I'm not doing? A lot of when I stitch because I feel like doing something. But if there's a project that you guys are like, man, I really wish you would get back to this or do this or whatever, let me know. And that way, if I'm looking for something new, or if I'm like, yeah, you know what, I would like to do that project, let me know. I'm sort of in a what's the word? There's a couple things I want to finish. Like I want to finish Rainy Waterloo Place this year. And I know I can. I just gotta keep on trucking with it. 2, 3. And so see if I could get my webcam this close and have it be this focused, that would work really well. Now theoretically there are ways they say that you can use your cell phone as a streaming device. And I mean I certainly could on certain things. It has to do with like video capture, and I don't know if some of you guys know, there's a couple of cross stitchers that are on Twitch, and I've been looking up some videos about how they set up their stuff. And so it's something to, I'm going to keep doing that today, looking that up. But I'm in need of a chiropractic adjustment. I just haven't gone in yet. I need to. I'm going to need to when things lighten up a little bit here with our protocols and whatnot. I need a highlight. So I haven't used the Scarlet Quince app yet for these projects. I got the large print book, so it's actually easier for me to see things this way, but it would be really nice if I would switch over. I think, as well-meaning as Scarlet Quince is with their own thing, I think that if they actually got it to work with Pattern Keeper, they would do even better. But I haven't used it yet, so I can't say that. I should really, take a look at it and see how it goes. Figure it out. And go from there. All the dogs have settled down now, so they're not trying to get over here. They're like, okay, so she's just going to talk to herself. She's going to be crazy. She is kind of crazy. That's all Mama. She's kind of crazy. Boop, boop, boo. Boo, boo, ba-doo, boo, 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 ba-doo, boo. I'm going to go all the way over here to... This is really a project that I look forward to getting to a point that it's awesome. To where it's like you can actually see what's going on. That would be really cool. I think... Yeah, on this one, I'm definitely going to go straight across the top. For sure. For sure. All right, so then I bring this all the way over here. And I go up here. Can hear where I need to untwist my stuff. The other thing that I need to do today, or start working on today, is getting the website more organized. I got that front page organized, but I don't have the rest of the pages in a way that I think make it easy for people to see what's going on. So I need to redo some of that. And figure out my design a little bit better. Do 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 do. Oh, and my little elf, my sweet, sweet little elf has given me more names for the floss tube. A lot of names for the floss tube, people. It's ridiculous. I don't even know how she finds these people. But we got to add a bunch more. I'll probably make a little video about it too, just a little one. Put it up, just let people know that new names have been added. That would be good. Ah. Tommy's growling. See, I'm already hungry. There we go. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Find some more floss. Hubby has been working hard in the garden, or on the garden. It's not really, technically it's not outside at this point. He got a bunch of soil, and he's planting more and more and more and more stuff. I'm leaving all that to him. I am, like I said, he's trying to get me involved to some extent, and that's a good thing, but I have too many other things to get crazy about that I'm already crazy about, and I don't have time. But some of our lettuce is large enough now that literally could probably be picked and eaten. The funny thing is that we've never grown lettuce before, so we don't really know at one point should you remove the stuff from, we'll make a video of it when we do it, but when you should remove the lettuce leaves from the actual, let me highlight, from the actual hydro thing, and so that is today's job, because we're going to need to eat some here soon. It's going to be awesome. But he is doing a great job with our little farm, and it's going to be a good thing. Be a good thing, just to get us to eat veggies more, and to definitely, I'm gonna come all the way over here and put this stitch in here, and got a big long hair. Whose could that be? Oh, it's mine. I always like to blame my husband, but he's doesn't have a lot of hair, so I can't really truthfully blame him. Ah! Everything's tangling. Tangle, 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 tangle. Hold on, people. I'm getting there. I just gotta... I guess I didn't do this one all that great. But that's okay. It's gonna all be okay. was close to losing that off the end of the needle. Alright, now we gotta figure out exactly where we need to be. 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3. There. Is that right? If I do that. Yes, that is right. Nice. I do like this piece. I really do. It's fun to do, and a lot of reason why it's fun is because of the fabric that I'm using, which is what is this, a 14 count, 16 count Aida, slightly off, it's kind of like I don't know, like an off-white. It's hard to say for sure, but I like it a lot. So that hot sauce thing that I got the other day for the hubs, he's already had some and he loves it. It's got different flavors, and I really like how small the bottles are, because I feel like with hot sauce, unless you actually love something, you're likely to waste a fair bit. So this way, no wastage, which we like. Is wastage a word? I don't know. Wow, what did I do here? Look at that. That's a thing of beauty right there. So I got a snag and some sort of other piece of something. Now if I pull it through, what does it look like? Why is that? Let me get back here. Play around with this a little bit. I don't get crazy about being perfect. That's just a flare of a piece of white. Now, sometimes what I'll do is I'll try and trim that back, and I think I'll do a little bit of that, because I think that's just a piece of like the backing or something that got caught there. Not the backing, but one of the longer pieces that got pulled into that. So we'll trim that back, and then as we stitch, it'll likely kind of pull those little pieces in, and then it'll be fine. If it looks bad, then I just redo it. I do have a little snag. I made a little snag there. Technical difficulties, I'll say. There we go. All right. Let's see here. So there's that. This one goes here. So hubby's been watching a lot. See, I did it again. It's got this little, I don't know what it is, this little bit of white fluffy stuff is popping through. It's possible it could be the thread, but I'm not seeing that elsewhere. So we're just going to kind of brush it up and tuck it in. That'll work. He's been watching a lot of videos of our trip to, not of our trip, but other people's trips to Alaska, cruise ships and whatnot. And because we're kind of missing, we really enjoyed our cruise there. And obviously nobody's going on cruises right now, and we couldn't even possibly afford one, but something that we're thinking about in another couple of years. But we were watching these videos, and it was just, it was kind of driving me a little nuts, because I was absolutely like, oh my gosh, I need some gigantic king crab. And so got a little, there we go. There we go. So anyway, it was kind of funny though, because we were watching like people when they go to different ports in Alaska. You could totally, it's funny, it made such an impression on both of us, that when we watched these videos, we're like, oh yeah, that's where we went to that place, and then we went to this place, and then we got this here, and if you go around the corner, this shop's over here. I mean, we were there for just a few hours, but it made such an impression on us that we, we really want to go back. It was so cool. We were wondering what. I guess I don't worry so much about some of the seasonal labor, although those folks don't have summer jobs. I mean, those I think are a lot of students and whatnot that work up in those stores. Because when we were there, it seemed like there were a lot of people that didn't live in Alaska but just came up to work the summers in Alaska at those stores and in restaurants and whatnot. But you worry about like the store owners. Are they going to be okay and survive a year in which they get no tourists? Or I should say a very small amount of tourists compared to normal. But, I mean, that's true for everybody everywhere. And of course, we had the NFL draft the last couple of nights. And I'm kind of like, meh. I need to watch some more coverage and whatnot, but I didn't watch the stuff that was being broadcast on TV. I was listening to the analysis of like this player should go here, this player should go there, that kind of thing. And then when they did go, like how they would fit in. I like the analysis part of the draft. And so I listened to most of the first round, then I kind of got bored, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do something else. And now I'm kind of, yeah, I'm still going to listen and watch some stuff because it's fun. It's at least something sports-wise to listen to. So, but likely today will be more cleaning, which is good. Cleaning is good. Oh, let's highlight. Cleaning, websites, and everything else. My days are full. Like last night, like I couldn't get settled down, like I don't know, what time was it? It was like after 7, it's like 7:30 or something. And I could not, like I came down here to stitch, and I just couldn't sit down and stitch. So I ended up getting up and cleaning and doing a bunch of different things. One of the things that I've been working on with my practice is, let me get some colors here. Which is a really difficult, long, intense job, and I could have hired somebody else out to do it, but we don't really have the money to be able to do that. That's the whole purpose of doing all the renovations and everything. It may sound like oh, I own a business and therefore I've got money and blah 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 whatever, but the reality is that this place has vastly underperformed for years because of everything grew up around it. There's a lot of things, but let's just say that it's it was very old-fashioned when I came on board, and I couldn't really change anything until the prior owner retired. He retired about 5 years ago, and I brought on a partner, and we've been working to do this, but we've reached a point where we needed to do something really big and drastic in order to make it work. And so the big and drastic thing was renovating everything and putting in a new sign and adding kennel services. And it's a pretty big deal out here to do something like that, meaning it's a difficult, long, or arduous process. I mean, a year and a half of all kinds of things, but one of the things that we had to do was the shredding of 30 years of records records where animals are no longer with us, or patients that are no longer with us, clients no longer with us, and we shred all that to protect safety, because there's phone numbers and personal information and different things in those things. And we had, like, I kid you not, about, it's probably, I would say, at least 40 boxes, like 40 big, huge office boxes, like the kind that you put file folders in, at least 40 of those that were just filled just with paper of records that need to be shredded. And I got a quote for something like that, and it was well over $1,000, and I'm like, I can't afford that, I can't do that. So we bought a shredder, and we've actually been doing that at home for the last couple of months. I was doing a lot of that last night. We ended up finally getting a second shredder, because literally I'm not even kidding when I say it goes twice as fast. It's a much faster process. So I've probably collected about, I should see if anybody wants shredded paper for, like, composting. They might, actually. That's a really good idea, Jules. Because we're using some of that for ours, so maybe somebody out there wants a bunch of shredded paper for composting. I should put a note out. But anyway, so my husband has been very gracious and helped me out. I've probably been doing the vast majority of it, and we fill up these massive big black trash bags with the shredded stuff, and we've probably done at least a dozen of them so far, minimum. And minimum it's probably at least 20, to be honest with you. We've been doing it for a while, I just can't remember. I've got 3 full ones here that we've got to try and get rid of. So, fish is hungry. He's hitting the top of his aquarium. So we did that. There were how many pounds? We had to recycle our x-rays. Well, we have a digital x-ray now, but back in the day, we did all of our x-rays manually. Not manually, but, God, how did we do that? Did we do it manually? Yeah, I guess we did. It's been a while, but I've been there since we were doing it manually. We had, probably, in the end, I think we shipped off about 25 boxes of old x-rays that they were going to be recycled by this company in Florida. And we had to package those up, and thankfully we didn't have to pay for that. We got a little bit of money from I mean, when I say a little bit, like, I want to say all those boxes, and they weighed probably about 50 pounds each. So it was several hundred pounds. I think we got like $70 in recycling. After, they took out their fees for shipping, and I know their shipping fees were extraordinary, and so but that was a big project, and so now we're working on the shredding. And I could, I was actually planning on finding different shredding events around the metro area here that I could just drop off like 3 boxes at a time kind of thing. But then we have a lockdown, so nobody's having shredding events. So, but yeah, you know what? The whole idea of shredded paper, people need composting, that is awesome. I really need to reach out to some composting places and see if they want some big old things of shredded paper. That would be cool. Why not? So last week's video took forever for me to get it uploaded, and then I took a nap and forgot it was needed to be uploaded and whatnot. So I'm going to actually end my video a little early today. Not early, but just end this video now with the promise that I am going to figure out streaming and start doing more of this live. So if you guys have questions or just want to hang out and talk, it's not verbal talking, but it would be typing back and forth. Or you would type to me and then I would verbally answer your questions. That would be something that we can hopefully do real soon. I mean, honestly, if I can actually figure out how to focus my webcam today, I could potentially do this sometime later today or tomorrow for sure. I just got to figure out how to focus my webcam a little bit better. So maybe it's a lighting thing too. We'll see. I'll play around with it. But so the Twitch name is Stitch and Jules. I'll link it down below. And I don't know. I think it would be fun. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, helping me work on this project. I'm going to keep all this out so that I can actually continue to work on this more today because, yeah, I mean, I've got this page. I mean, I could get this page done in the next couple of weeks. That would be cool because it literally goes all the way down. So this is the whole first page, but it's going to look awesome. It's going to look really awesome. Let me pull that back out. So it's this colored area here. So the next part would likely be the bluer, the more blue section right there. And then eventually we'll get over here, but that's going to take a while. I mean, this is not necessarily a priority, but it is a project that I think is absolutely beautiful, so I want to do it. So hopefully we will get some of this done really, really soon. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and I hope to see you real soon on Twitch. And if not, I'll see you soon with the weekly update coming up. I got a lot done on Rainy Waterloo Place already. Got some Reaper done. My plan was to work more on Old World Map 2 today, as well as maybe some Dachshund, although this may end up getting worked on. So we'll see how everything turns out, and I will see you guys later.